Just want to welcome everybody to College Station, Bryan College Station, I guess. Excited for the regional, excited for our fans. Congratulations to all the teams who have made it to this point. And everybody needs to do your Sundance. Try and keep the rain away so we can play these games as scheduled and have great crowds.
Awesome. We'll open up to questions. We'll go right in front here. Rob?
Rob Havens, Aggieland Illustrated. Hey, Coach, tell me your thought process around wanting to play the first game and kind of what goes into that.
Yeah. Sorry, your mic didn't work. Yeah, the thought process, there's obviously, two sides to it. But mainly, I feel like, number one, the 12th man is going to show up whenever we play. And certainly that may inconvenience some people because it's during a weekday while people are still working. But my job is to give our team the best chance to be successful. And we feel like that playing the day game, number one, it gives you, whether you win or lose, you get more recovery time before the next day, whether you play in the loser's game or the winner's bracket game, and then also with whether your game's the first game to get in. And I've been in regionals that the first game got in, but the second game didn't, and that creates a big problem. So, on the flip side of that, I would much rather play Texas A&M during a day game than a night game because the crowd seems to get a little more. They're a little more lubed up and ready to go. But I believe in the 12th man. I think they'll show up. And so, at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for our players to get them ready for the next day.
On the front to the right here.
Hey, Jim. Danny Davis with the Austin American Statesman. Do you have an announced starter for tomorrow? And then strategically, is there like a formula or strategy you like to follow when it comes to setting your rotation for a regional?
Yeah, Tanner Jones will be the starting pitcher tomorrow. And then the formula is to try to give our team the best chance to win the tournament. Plain and simple, that's it. And so a lot goes into that. Matchups, does the other team have somebody that can be real tough that you have to pitch against? Just basically that, it's give us the best chance to win the entire tournament. And so that'll be a day-to-day thing. But right now, Tanner's going to throw the first game, start the first game.
Question? Go back to the front over here.
This for the players. Guys, being able to rest and have a few days off. Tell me how that has invigorated you guys and let you guys kind of restart, especially you, Evan, giving your arm a chance to rest after, a tough, long season. So tell me how you guys are feeling and what that rest meant.
Yeah, it's always having a day off this late in the season is always going to help your body. And any chance we get to recover, do things in the training room that we need to get the bodies ready for a long weekend, it's always necessary. And I know Jace on the position guy side, it's any time you can have to take at least a few hours off, they're going to take it, just because it's hot outside and bodies need rest. So any rest is great, but bodies are feeling great and we're ready to roll into the weekend.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that this is the most rest that I've felt probably in the 2 years I've been here since starting college baseball. It's definitely the most rest that I felt in the middle of a season, or I guess at the end. But I can speak for the team or position player-wise. I mean, even they're all saying it's like they feel fresh. And, I think we've had about 5 days off now. Like, we practice, but it's about, 2.5 hour practice, and then we're out, and then you have the rest of the day to kind of be off your feet, be in the air conditioned. So it's been really, honestly, refreshing, and it was a mind refresher too. Like, didn't have the best, I'd say, 2-3 weeks. Didn't play the best baseball that we have, but all that's behind us now because now we're 0-0, and so we got a little mental refresh, and it's been nice.
Go behind the lights in the center.
This question's for Jace. Hi, Jace. Cliff Thornton, Fox 7 Sports in Austin. I'm sure you guys have been asked this probably on Monday, but just your general thoughts on having Texas here in the regional with you, and do you guys kind of relish? I know you guys not work out, you don't even play them, but if you do, do you relish the opportunity to play and beat and eliminate an arch rival in your home stadium?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to kind of play against Texas, right? You kind of have that rivalry that has been built up over years and years, but at the end of the day, I think it's still baseball, and it's as long as we play the best version of our game, then I think we can come out successful. And I feel like we don't really care who we play at the end of the day, because it's not really that we're playing against an opponent. We're kind of playing against ourselves. If we play bad, then there's a good chance that it doesn't come out the way you want it to, right? And we always talk about we play to a scoreboard, and we play to a standard, not a scoreboard. And so I think that's, as long as we try and do that, then I think we put ourselves in a really good position no matter who the opponent is.
I'm going to stay behind the lights in the center again.
Morgan Weaver with KBTX. Coach, what was your first reaction when you heard about the field of teams being here, and then also what do you know about Grambling, since that's game one?
Yeah, I was excited. I think anytime you can have teams that can all drive here is great for the regional. I think having Texas here, having Louisiana here. I coached at Tulane back when it was USL, and their fans, don't underrate their fans. A lot of talk around here about the 12th man, which there should be, about Texas's fans, which there should be, but watch for those Raging Cajun fans. Hope they bring some food to share. But and then Grambling, is close enough. So I think that's great for the regional because hopefully everybody shows up. Their fans. Hope our fans come out to watch the other games. I think it's a tough bracket. I think every regional is tough. Some could be perceived as tougher, but I think you're either playing a really good team, a really hot team, or you're playing one that's both. And so we know how strong a team Texas, Louisiana, and Grambling are. Grambling's playing awesome, playing with a lot of confidence. Their little starting pitcher has had a great year. Martinez is 12-2, and he can really pitch. And he's not a guy. A lot of their pitchers aren't guys that we see in the SEC, which doesn't make it easier. It actually makes it harder. So discipline and ego. Discipline's going to have to show up, and ego's going to have to be checked at the door. And Grambling's very well coached, and I'm sure they're going to play well.
I'm going to stay on the TV row on the left side.
For the players, Ben Peck, KCN, KX, NBC. Just what did you guys remember about, I guess, 2 years ago, before y'all were on the team, that run to Omaha, where especially they got to obviously play here at home. What did you guys remember about watching those games, and I guess just imagining, yourself potentially being in, postseason situations here at Bluebell? Yeah, it's kind of funny. I see videos kind of pop up on my Instagram feed of Dylan Rock hitting that homer against TCU. Sorry to bring that up, Coach, but
that's good for me.
It's it's kind of surreal because you got to see the environment and you got to see what I'm kind of looking for. I've not gotten the chance to play a regional or super regional at home, so there's going to be an unbelievable experience for me, and I think for the rest of the team. We're really excited because we just know how much the 12th man helps us out.
Yeah, just having the ability to play in front of the 12th man. I know Vanderbilt was packed. I know Arkansas was packed, but haven't really ever experienced like a regional at home. And I know the 12th man is going to come out and support us, and like they have all year. And just having that environment, having 10,000 fans behind us is going to be awesome.
On the right side of the TV row.
Coach over here, Eric Kelly from KT in Waco. In terms of the regional, from a purely games perspective, best case scenario, it ends up looking like a weekend series, but how does it maybe different in the way you manage it versus a regular weekend series?
Yeah, it's very different. Number one, it's triple the work. You have to prepare for 3 teams and not one. So a lot of time spent in the office since Monday. A lot of video. I still have work to do to finish up one team. The game times can vary. Obviously, when you play a 3-game series, the game times are set. You know when you're going to play. But it's also exciting because you get to watch a lot of great baseball. And so I wish, I said this earlier, I wish we could evolve, and maybe we will one day, to where we have 32 best 2 out of 3 series and then 16 best 2 out of 3 series. I think that would grow our sport immensely. You have 32 hosts. I've coached at 2 places where it was the first time we ever got to host a regional, and it grows your program so fast, so quickly overnight. It expands your fan base. The novice fan comes out to check it out, and it's just so awesome. And so who knows what the future of the NCAA looks like, but I'm just taking that opportunity that since you asked the question to push for us to go to 32 best 2 out of 3s. I think that'd be it replicates our season. You know, there's no regional that replicates our season. I mean, sometimes you play these tournaments like in Arlington and Houston, you get to play different opponents, but in terms of, you know, I don't think it's just weird having to do it this way when our entire year is played differently.
Go to the front on the right.
Hey, Alex Miller with the Eagle. I got one for Evan. This one's a little out of left field, literally. You know, behind that left field fence, there's often a lot of people in chairs with coolers, and they're having fun, just kind of taking it in from the cheap seats. You know, you getting to sit back in that bullpen. What do you notice about kind of the fun that goes on back there? And you ever had any interactions with anybody from that angle?
Yeah, it's funny because if like you're sitting closest to them, like they'll pick you out and like you're theirs the whole game, and they're there to have a great time and throwing everything up in the air, jumping around, hollering, having a great time, and that's kind of what that section is known for, is just being crazy, bringing everything that they want to, but having kind of a little section that we can hang out with and kind of enjoy is always fun to have for us, and knowing that they're going to support us as much as we interact with them, it's a great time.
Stay on the right over here.
That was truly on left field. Robert Selfs of the Eagle. For either a player, Jace, you touched on it. You guys didn't play the way you wanted to down the stretch. When you look back, why was that so? And how do you correct that moving forward?
Is this for
you?
I'd say that I don't really think that there was a real reason as to why we didn't play the best, right? I think baseball is a really, really hard game. And I think that kind of gets overlooked sometimes and it kind of gets overlooked within the players too. Like we got so used to winning, right? Like, I mean, I'll say it myself. I got so used to winning that I felt like it should almost come to us. And those past 3 weekends that we had, I don't want to say that we got comfortable, but it felt like we kind of took a little bit off of, like, the gas off the pedal, right? Like, I feel like we just kind of felt a little at ease whenever in the midst of things we should have felt more like we should have went harder, because then we could have put ourselves in an even better spot. But I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I still think that this is an unbelievable team, and that this team can literally do everything that we want as long as we play our best baseball. And I mean, there wasn't really a real reason as to why. I just think it was baseball.
Thank you.
Go back to TV row.
Hey, Coach, Cliff Thornton, Fox 7 Sports in Austin. Just want your thoughts on a couple of our local guys. Travis Chestnut, what he means to your lineup, and Caden Kent as well.
Yeah, and we have Luke Jackson too, like Travis guy. Yeah, Chestnut, obviously, he's a spark plug for us when he gets on base. I mean, that's the key to his game. He's different than all the rest of our players. We have, some guys are big and strong. Some guys are just big. Some guys are just strong. Jace is big, strong, and fast. Chestnut's different than that, so he provides a different look in our lineup. Plays a good second base. To this point, he had some stretches during the season where he didn't play, and then he got to play well, then he got hurt, then he came back, and he's done a nice job for us. But his job's to get on base, period, end of sentence. And if he does that, then it creates all kinds of issues when you got Grahovic and Jace and Braden coming behind him. Caden Kent has just, boy, what incredible value he has on a baseball team. And it's, he's a guy that at a lot of places he could be the starting third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, first baseman. He can play anywhere on the field. This is a tough team to get to do that on. But in the times in which we've had injuries or times where he's gotten it going, he's played awesome. And we're in this position not because of any one person, but because of everybody. And Caden's played a huge role in that.